me and my sister, we wanted to have a brother so badly when we were growing up. I was skeptical. I was scared. I was afraid. I was going to disappoint him because I know he wanted a son. He'd like to have a son first that will hold his family together. I said, me, I'm the first daughter of my own family, and I made to hold my family down. So when I got pregnant with her, I was not happy about it. And then I became so worried. I was like, God, does it mean that we do not have boy in our lineage? What is going on? Hi guys, good morning. How are you guys doing? Hey guys, it's another beautiful day. It's about the video that Lily Pope did in collaboration with the editorial edit, and it talked about having preference in the sex of your child. You guys see this thing, look away. I know you guys are seeing a different me, but so they talked about having like the sex of your child and the problems that comes with, having a particular set of sex or children, sorry. So, and the effect it has on the couple as like husband and wife. And to be honest, I experienced the same thing. When I got married, I got pregnant, and my first child was not wanted. You know how people have, like, there's this child that they call born by mistake. It's not actually an insult though, but even though somehow it sounds like it's an insult, because born by mistake would mean that you're not planning to get pregnant. In fact, you've closed anything pregnancy, you're no longer interested, and then you get pregnant by mistake. Another thing could be that you're even taking medication to prevent getting pregnant, and then why pregnancy land. So these are mistakes that happen, but then when a child has come. You understand? So my first child, I got pregnant with her. It wasn't planned. I didn't plan to get pregnant at the time. I filmed the video I'm going to post. I filmed it too. You guys are going to watch it later. So when I got pregnant with her, I was not happy about it. I don't know if it's what even made later now lost the child. But anyway, that's story for another day. So I wasn't happy that I was pregnant. It was not because I was pregnant for a girl child, because at this point I didn't know the sex of my child. So, but then now, after I found out that I was pregnant with a daughter, like a girl child, I was happy, because all my life I've always wanted to have daughter first. I'm the first child of my parents and a girl child, so I've always wanted to have a girl child first. So, which was why when I found out that it was a girl, I was extremely happy. And even when I was in school, when I wasn't even married, I used to have dream of having a daughter, of having a girl child first. Even though right now, those dreams that I used to have then, when I look back now, the face I used to see is now my Elena. It's not even that my first daughter. You understand? The face I used to see that time was Elena, a very fair, fine, beautiful girl. You understand? But when I gave birth to my first child, she was black. She took after her father's color. She was black. So, and then I was happy because she was a girl, and I've always wanted to have a girl child first. Sorry about the noise. So, but then my ex-husband, on the other hand, was not happy, because even when I was like, we didn't know the sex of the child, he would always tell me, pray to Jehovah, tell God that you want a son. I said, no, what I want is a girl. He said, no, it's better that we put all of us have the same goals, have the same mindset, pray together in one accord, so that God will give us our heart's desire. I said, you be praying your own, me be praying my own, because what I want is a girl child first. So he wanted a son first. He said that he's the first son of his family, and he's the one holding his family together. So he would like to have a son first that will hold his family together. I said, I'm the first daughter of my own family, and I made to hold my family down. So I would like to have my first child to be a daughter, so that I can hold down my family. And then voila! When we went for the scan, it was a girl child. When I told him, he was not too happy about it. And it still boils down to the same thing Lily said. It's not out of hatred. It's not of that. It's not because the man hates the woman. It's just because we want what we want. You get? We want what we want. Whatever we want is what we want. So it's just like the example that editorial gave, that sometimes like when you want an iPhone and you're giving a Samsung. You understand? You're happy you got a phone, but then it is not the type of phone you wanted. So you'll be happy you got a child, but then you would have preferred the other gender. You understand? So now, when I got pregnant the second time, you guys already know I gave birth to 2 daughters before my son. So when I got pregnant the second time, this time I wanted a son. And this time it was planned. Elena was actually my only child that I kind of planned. Like I said, okay, now let's get pregnant, and we did, and I got pregnant. My two other children, I didn't plan them. So, and then when I got pregnant for my second child, which was Elena, I wanted her to be a boy. You get, because since I already had a daughter, yeah, I figured that it was nice to have a son, and probably because my husband wanted a son as well. So now I've gotten what I wanted, so I wanted to give him what he wanted. And being that I am from a family where my mom gave birth to just two daughters, me and my sister, we wanted to have a brother so badly when we were growing up. We have two imaginary brothers, Geoffrey and Ezra. We wanted to be five. Like our family wanted that. We wanted our sibling. My mom and my dad wanted to have five children. Me, my sister, then Geoffrey and Ezra and Anita. Anita would have been our last born, which was why I gave my first daughter that name, Anita. So then, you understand. So being that I came from a family where we were just girls, I wanted to experience having a son. You understand? I wanted to have that experience to know what it feels like, because I didn't know what it feels like to have a brother or to even have a son. You understand? So my second pregnancy, I wanted it to be a boy so badly that even myself can't want and pass my ex-husband. I wanted to have a son. He came from a family where they were mostly boys. You understand? So I'm sure he just wanted the boy for the sake of, I have a son. It was not really like in the honor pekaya like that. You understand? Because he loved his daughter. So when it was time to go do the scan to be sure of the sex of the child, I was skeptical. I was scared. I was afraid. I was going to disappoint him because I know he wanted a son. Me, at this point, I wanted a son too, so I was just scared. See the way I was saying I disappoint him. I still saying I made a gift picking. Human being, easy. So when I eventually went and ran the scan, and I was told, congratulations, is a daughter. You know how this ultrasound people, first of all, when they are doing this scan, they'll be asking you questions to know your state of mind, to know what to tell you and all that. So I remember the first time when I went for a scan for my first pregnancy, it was like, what child is it? Is it your second child, your third child, or your first child? I was like, it's my first child. They were like, okay. So they were happy to tell me that congratulations, is a girl. So but this time I've already had the first child. So they were like, how many children do you have now? And I was like, I have one. You understand? So the one I knew in my mind, they wanted to psych me up to know what gender I'll be expecting, so that they don't tell me, as a pregnant woman, maybe they don't go tell you something, they tell you now your mind go fly, we're gonna get problem. So they were being so gentle. So they were like, me, I already know these things. So they were like asking me, okay, wow, so what is the sex of your child? Still laughing and acting like nothing is going on. I thought I have a daughter. So she said, wow, okay, that's good. That means if you have another daughter, are you going to, how will you feel? I said, I feel very happy. It's my child, understand? While inside me, I wanted to hear, is a boy. So I was told that she's a girl, and I didn't show it. I did not show how I was feeling. I was like, wow, okay, I'm happy. That means I'm mother of girls now. I have girls. So, and then I came home. I didn't know how to tell my ex-husband. I didn't know how to call him because we were not living together. So all this time I used to go scan. I'm only me, they follow go scan. So I didn't know how to call him. So he knew I was going for the scan. So he kept calling me, how far have you gone the scan? How far? So I told him it's a girl. Let me rest. So if it's like a girl, I said yes. He said, oh, well, that's congratulations to us that child is a child. The fact that women, even say he started giving me motivational talks. So they said that a child is a child, that he has seen women that behold the family down. He has seen women that did this one, did that one. I know that he was just trying to, encourage me, considering that I was pregnant at the time, and he will not tell me something that will tell me now, go spoil everything. So wow. But then inside me, I felt so bad. And then people started talking. People now. They say, it's like you're going to born like your mother. It's like it's only girl child that you're going to be giving birth to. Meanwhile, at this time, my sister has already gotten married and giving birth to her first child, a girl. Because her first daughter is actually 6 months older than my second child, Elena. So and then I became so worried. I was like, God, does it mean that we do not have boy in our lineage? What is going on? And I started praying. I said, God, please, let the next child that is going to enter our family be a boy, whether it's coming from my sister or it's coming from me. Let the next child that is going to say that we will know for a fact, that boy is in our lineage. So people started talking. And even my ex-husband at some point said something in that direction that it's like, that if I born again and born girl, that they will have to do something about it too. You understand? When someone start giving that kind of side talk, you start feeling somehow. I say, myself, I was worried. I say, God, God. People started talking that, we're going to born like my mother. We're going to born girl. Only 2 girls when my mother gave birth to. You know, like she had 5 girls. So, which was why when my sister got pregnant, God, I prayed more than I've never prayed for even myself the way I prayed for her at that time. God, like that was why I gave that boy. I named him Samuel. When we finally went for scan and he was a boy, God, our happiness was everything, because it proved that there's actually a boy in our lineage. We are not, our family not a born gay only. So, which was why when she eventually gave birth to him, I named him Samuel, because I pray past Hannah for Bible. I like, in fact, let me not drag it. Hannah pray, but I prayed. So, which was why when I got pregnant with my son this time, it was not planned, like I told you people. Something happened. I think I've shared the story, or maybe it's still in the videos that I'm still going to upload. When I found out I was pregnant, I was like, hey, this time it was not planned. And at this point, our marriage had started having serious issues. In fact, it would have broken up that time, if not for something that happened, and then we decided to work more on it. And then, boy, I wasn't planning to get, because me and I'm like, I cannot be giving birth to children when husband no day. Lie. So when he came and left, in fact, that coming back, remember the story I told you that he came back we planned his family to throw me out, but then eventually he didn't throw me out. We had issues throughout his stay. It was just maybe 1 week or 2 weeks to his returning back that we even did anything. And then when he went back, few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. And I was like, no, this cannot be. like, preventing, it's not possible. I don't want to give birth to another child for this man like this, no. So, and I was like, this one I not even plan. Because I was hoping that if I should get pregnant again, I'll plan it to, do it during my ovulation, track it so to be a boy. But this one, now that I'm pregnant like this, I did not even track it. Man, I'm not going to born girl again. God. And I was so worried and so stressed. And it was during I was pregnant with him when I still lost my first daughter. Like, I've survived a lot in this life, shall. So, long story short, when we finally went and did a test scan and it was a boy. My joy knew no bound. I was so happy. Even my ex-husband too was so happy at the time that finally he now has a son. So, I can really tell the joy that comes from receiving what you want. And the point of this whole story is that appreciate whatever gender you have. Appreciate whatever child you have. Yes, it is beautiful to have mixed, to have a boy and have a girl. It is a happy thing. But if you've tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, please love your children and train them. You see those girls that you have, they'll be worth more than 20 sons out there. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You see those 2 boys that you have, 5 boys that you have, they're going to be worth more than 20 daughters out there. So appreciate whatever child that you have, whatever children you have, whatever gender. God knows why he gave you the one he gave you. He's the one that gives. He's the giver of every good gift. So whichever one he deems fit to give you, fine, accept it. And keep praying for him to give you your heart desire. But if it's not forthcoming, accept it. And love your children equally. Love them. You understand? That is what I have to say. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next video. Until then.